What does this say, Sean?
Oh, you know what? 3,999 subscribers we're at. We're one subscriber away from you getting a Sean Casey signed ball. Please, hit subscribe. It costs nothing.
Yes,
If
YouTube.
it costs you $1, it's not going to charge you anything. Put the arrow. Do you know how people put the arrow like bing, 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 bing? Yeah, that's what we need to start doing on your videos.
Okay.
Subscribe and put the red arrow that like points at it like, hey, let's go. Clean it up.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top and keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chichi. What's going on, man? Nice Monday. Let's get it.
Let's get it. I'm fired up, ready to roll, dude. Got a good night's sleep last night? Look at you. You got all your gear. Casey's Clubhouse gear. Friday night, you had the big event selling merch and making money for the kids.
Oh, we're transitioning the Miracle League of the South Hills now to Casey's Clubhouse. So that was kind of our first event, but this is our new logo. I gotta get you a package, bro.
Please do.
I'll get you a package. Got these nice hats. We got actually have some nice gear, but yeah, we had an incredible Friday night, dude. Raised almost $200,000, which is the most we've ever raised. And I was saying too, Heather Dennis, Lisa Carlisle, Tim Gephardt are now our team at the Casey's Clubhouse. And shout out to Heather for coming on, stepping up with our fundraising, and it really showed. So it was an awesome weekend. We had friends in town. Sarah had a couple friends. Lindsay was in town, and her sister Ashley came in. And all my buddies, and it was an 80s theme, Chin. She would have loved
I
it.
saw that. Sarah and Big Lambuski, I think, was involved. They were Run DMC.
Run DMC, dude. It was so great.
I saw you with some form of a cutoff T-shirt like we used to wear in the 80s. Was that Eddie?
Eddie Van Halen? Eddie Van Halen, dude. And my buddy Carmen hooked me up, too, because I had that. My buddy Carmen's, when I tell you, the number one fan of Van Halen, almost like ridiculous fan. So I called him like, dude, you got any XL T-shirts? He's like, don't insult me. You got 500 of them. So he came over with a garbage bag of Van Halen T-shirts, and he gave me a pair of shoes too, like Van Halen shoes with like.
I've seen those. Yeah,
and then Sarah got me a mullet, like a Van Halen mullet, and I wore it a little bit on the dance floor.
Okay.
But I couldn't give a speech asking people for money.
No, with a mullet
Wearing
on.
a big mullet, I look like Joe Dirt, Eddie Van Halen.
That's really. It was like Theo Vaughn up there.
yeah, exactly, Theo Vaughn.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Is your friend a? Who is his what is his like sweet spot for Van Halen? Because they're basically two.
Every time you ask him, bro, he's like, because I'm a Hagar. I'm a Hagar guy.
Okay.
I like David Lee Roth, and I know that was all those songs, Panama, Jump, all that stuff, 1984. I'm a Hagar guy, and he's like, that's like, Carmen always goes, that's like asking who you like better, your son or your daughter. He goes, I can't answer that. He goes, I can't answer that. So he can't answer that. But Chinch, he is the biggest. He's been I don't know how many hundreds of shows, and the band recognized him at the shows and started giving him passes.
Oh my!
And he tells me a story in the '80s. He was like, dude, he was like in high school. He was standing next to Angie Everhart, was like a groupie. Remember? Yes. Smoking hot, like, model. Yeah. And she recognized that Carmen and them were getting special treatment by the band. And he was like, hey, can my friend come back? And he didn't even know who she was. It was Angie Everhart.
That's crazy.
So great, dude.
That's so good. Nice.
Oh,
all right, let's stay down memory lane. When we were in the 80s and all the way through the 90s and all the way up to last year, you could not be a New York Yankee with facial hair. My friend Sean Casey right in front of me shaved off his goat for the first time in like 30 years to be a hitting coach for the Yankees, and it's gone. I mean, they're still going to have to probably be clean cut at some way, they're saying. Whatever. Let's see how that works.
My mom's the happiest person ever because when I got the goatee in 2000, she's like, you need to shave a beautiful face. You need to shave that goatee. You need to shave. I'm like, Mom, it's getting me hits in the big leagues. You know what I mean? But I always had it. And then when I got to the Yankees, I shaved the mustache. That was good for a week, and then I got rid of that thing. It just didn't feel right. But, dude, I'm clean shaven because of the Yankees. That's the reason I'm clean shaven is because a couple years ago, they had that policy. And you got to respect the Yankees if that's still the policy. You know what I mean? You feel that way. But listen, I go back to 1999, dude. With the Cincinnati Reds, they had the same policy. The thing about the Redlegs, dude, they're like the oldest team in baseball history. Mm-hmm. They had the same policy, no facial hair. And in 1999, we trade for Greg Vaughn from San Diego. Now, dude, this big bat, this is the bat we need. It's a superstar player. He comes in and he tells Jim Bowden, "I can't shave my goatee. I got kids that have never seen me. They'll scream." My kids will scream if I don't have my goatee. I haven't shaved my goatee in years. I think Vaughnie was born with a goatee. Came out of the womb with a goatee, right? And so, dude, he convinces Jim Bowden to talk to Marge Schott, I think, or Carl Linder at the time, to lift the policy. And next thing you know, they do, and the Cincinnati Reds have, facial hair, and everyone, kind of goes to them. I got the goatee. Vaughnie's got the goatee.
Half of the team had the Demolition Man, yellow hair dyes.
Oh, yeah. Pokey had the yellow hair. Dimitri had the yellow hair with the yellow beard, too. I was like, we're actually taking this to another level. Like, you know how the Yankees are like, hey, listen, we want it to be manicured, well-groomed beards. Like, I think they didn't put that memo in for the Reds at the time. They're just like, just have at it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a great, and dude, I think it's the right call. It's 2025. Change is never easy for anybody, but at the end of the day, times have changed, and it's time for that facial hair policy. So good for Hal Steinbrenner for lifting it. And I think it's going to be fun seeing, if Judgy grows a beard, or, Devin Williams said, he's never not had a beard. Although his gets a little scraggy sometimes. I'm sure they're going to be like, you got to tighten that up a little bit.
Tighten it up a little.
Yeah, but, I think it's a good thing. What do you think, dude? You're a Yankee fan all these years. What do you think? I mean, that's the real question.
Honestly, oh my God. I guess the older I get, the less I care about things like this. So I like
Exactly. What's the big deal?
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I do think, like, I've always had the thought of, like, okay, if you go work for a company, they say you have to have you have to wear a collared shirt to go work for the company. You can't wear T-shirts to work. So if I worked at a company like that, I would wear a collared shirt and not go complain about it.
Right.
So there's that side of it. The other side of it is, like, it is 2025, and, people can express themselves in this world. And I'll tell you another thing, as somebody who's follically challenged myself, you do need a little something down here sometimes if you got nothing up here. So for the bald guys, I'm sure it's probably more important than to most other people that are dealing with it. So
facial, you have to have the hair somewhere. You're right.
Yeah.
What does your dad say is the question? Did you ask your dad yet?
He's got no problem with it, but he's like, back in the day, and what he brought up, what I forgot about, was, remember Donnie Mattingly was growing his hair out on the back.
Oh, he had that mullet in like 86.
Yeah, Steinbrenner made Stump Merrill bench him for a game because he had to cut his hair. Dude, that was such a bad time as a Yankee fan. You're like, what are we doing?
And they were losing too, right?
And the Mets were out there winning World Series left and right, like, and stuff. Oh, that was a dark age. My generation suffered as Yankee fans more than almost any other generation in the history of the Yankees. Right. I'm sitting there, my dad's like, Mickey Mantle, this and that. I got like Oscar Zokar, like booting balls. No offense, Oscar. No offense. Hensley,
there's offense.
Future of the Yankees. He wound up being a good coach, but, like, dude, it was tough back then. No pitching.
Oh my God,
Scott
that's so
Sanderson.
funny.
Hang your hats on Scott Sanderson to lead your. I mean, the guy was a good pitcher, 500 pitcher, but he was our ace. I don't know.
Dude, was Pagliarillo? Oh, dude, no. You remember that? Okay, two guys I want to bring up really quick. Going back.
Let's do it.
Bro, I was so into baseball cards back then. Like right when the Yankees, like Mattingly's rookie, his OPC card, from Canada. I mean, I just remember all these stuff, incredible stuff. And then the big guy to come up was Kevin Moss.
Dude,
I was like, this guy is the guy. I bought every Kevin Moss rookie card you could have, dude. I'm like, I'm going to be rich at 15, 14. I'm going to be loaded. And Kevin Moss just went and took an absolute dump.
Dude, he got all the hype that year. Do you know another guy in the National League?
Matt Noakes.
No, Matt Noakes. Matt Noakes at bombs. But, dude, no, there was a guy in the National League who came up basically same start.
I know. Greg Jeffries.
Nope. Same time, same season. This guy would hit like 18 home runs, but everybody was talking about the Yankee. Dude, It was
What
David
team?
Justice.
What team? Oh, David Justice. But David Justice had an incredible career.
And wound up having an incredible career. Actually hit huge home runs for the Yankees in the 96, was it 96, 97, 98 time. David Justice was a great Yankee for that time.
That's right.
Listen,
That's right, dude.
dude, the Kevin Mosting, don't forget, he took number 24 when he came up too. And Ricky Henderson had just bolted the Yankees. So, like, he took Ricky Henderson's number 24, and then he's hitting bombs, and we're like, oh, we got the next. He looked like those 60s players, too. Kevin had that weird stance where he was kind of upright a little bit. With
Good-looking dude, too. Just
Good-looking dude.
Strong.
He still goes back now and again with the Yankees and does some stuff.
Does he? But
Yeah.
he only had like one good half season.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It's like, what's his name? Spencer.
Shane Spencer.
Shane
also.
Spencer, like, had a
13
couple.
home runs in like a week.
Yeah, like this guy's the greatest player ever. And then,
Well, Ricky Leday. Oh, dude, it was tough, man.
dude,
Tough
by the way, we got to get Dave Justice on, dude.
Let's do that.
Dave Justice is one of my favorite teammates. I only played with Dave. I got called up in. You didn't know he was my teammate, did you?
No, I
got
didn't.
called up in '97 with the Indians. They were loaded, dude. They were loaded. Dave Justice kind of took me under his wing. Did you know that? So whenever he would go, when I remember Dave wasn't playing one day, he grabbed me. He's like, "Hey, Case, can you flip to me?" And the kid, I'm like, "I'll do whatever." I was like a puppy dog, like, "It's way to go, George. It's way to go," you know. And so I go with Dave Justice into the cages, you know, get him ready, and he's like, you know, we're going to be facing the lefty or something like that. So, you know, I was doing flips from it, you know, behind him, and but I'd never forget, dude. Dave Justice gave me advice in that moment. I was with him in the cages getting ready for the lefty. He said to me, he said, "Hey, what are you thinking 3-1-2-0?" And I said, "You know, I'm trying to give the stock answer. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get out there and get him." You know what I mean? Like, and he goes, "No." He goes, "Don't do that." He goes, "If you start trying to get out there and get him, you're going to get too far up front. You're going to get yourself out." He's like, when you're 3-1, 2-0, all that means is your percentages have just gone up to get a good pitch to hit. They now have to come to you. So, dude, I remember, if I go back and look at my career, 3-1, 2-0, there were times where I would gear up too much because that you think that's what you're supposed to do. No, it has nothing to do with it. It's 3-1, 2-0. Your odds of, if anything, you're going to calm down more, knowing that your odds of getting a pitch over the plate have gone up, and you're just going to stay with your same approach of yes, yes, yes. You're swinging till your eyes tell you no. It was some of the best advice I got in that conversation when I just got called to the big league. So, DJ, thanks a ton, dude. And pretty soon, we're going to have you on here inside the mayor's office. And I'll never forget one other thing. We were on a flight, and Dave Justice, one of the best looking dudes you ever seen. Seriously,
One of the best dressed dudes ever.
best dressed, best looking dudes you ever seen. And I remember every flight we took, the flight attendants were always, you know, "Hi Dave, hi Dave, hi Dave." I was like, incredible. I was like, this is incredible. No one said that. They didn't say hi to anybody else. They were just like, "Hey, you want a drink? You want to, you know, hey Dave, hey Dave." I'm like, this is incredible. So that at one point, all the flight attendants and Dave's not married at the time, right? Obviously, and they're back here talking to him, and you know, they're you know, conversing with him. And I remember Matt Williams turns to me, you know, "Dude, this is my first big league flight ever."
Right.
Matt Williams, I'm sitting next to Jim Thome. That's another story. Jim Thome, it says, "Hey, come back to the back of the plane case and sit with me." I'm like, "Are you serious? Back of the plane with the big dogs?" Like, yeah.
Wow.
I go sit back there. Remember Jeff Manto?
Yeah.
Manto was great dude. Love Mick, but like kind of like salty, you know. Hey, I'm a grinder, but up and down, you know. He turns, he's like, "Hey," he was serious too. "Why you sitting in the back of the plane? That's for rookies." And then Tommy's, "Hey man, it's all right, Mick. I told him he considered." I was like, literally, I was like, down, like I was so scared. Like, Tommy told me to sit next to him. So I'm with Tommy, Oral Hershiser, Matt Williams, all these incredible players, and Dave Justice over here, like I said. And Matt Williams turns to me and goes, "Case," he goes, "it's like moths to a fire." He's like, "Moths to a fire." When, you know, when good-looking girls are around and Dave Justice is like moths to a fire.
That's a great story. We can keep the Phenom theme going. That's just good. Good transition, right?
Yeah.
You saw and heard a ball hit by a guy yesterday. You know a lot about this guy. Who are we talking about here?
Jack Caglianone, who, dude, this guy is going to be a stud. Obviously, two-way player, drafted as a two-way player, out of Florida, legit two-way player too. Has big-time power, Chinch. I mean, probably some of the best power last year, obviously in college baseball. But was the 7th pick overall, I believe, by the Royals. I thought it was it 5th,
Six.
6th pick. Okay, 6th pick by the Royals. So I even thought that was late. I mean, for how good he is. But dude, I think we're gonna see him sooner in the big leagues than later. I mean, the Royals could use a thunderous bat in that lineup. He's a lefty. Hit a ball yesterday, 115 on 435 bomb. And Matty Q said after the game, Matt Quatraro, their manager, and I thought the same thing. When you go watch the video, bro, it is so loud.
Yeah.
When he hits the ball, you're like, ooh, that's loud. And then you knew it was going to be a homer. But I just thought that's so cool that he's up there. He's in big league camp. And, dude, you never know. With a chance to impress the brass, chance to impress the coaching staff. And if he doesn't break camp with the team, at least he's made an impression. But you hit a ball 115, 435 right out the gates in spring training, like you're sending a message that, like,
Yeah.
check me out over 162 and see what I do, you know?
Yeah, the other impressive thing Qatar said about him is he said, quote, "It didn't look like a huge effort on his part either. We know he's got huge pop, but to be able to put that good of a swing on a ball in a game like that, close game, controlling his emotions like that, it was good to see." That's kind of really what you're looking for out of your kids, right?
Oh, yeah, big time, dude. Yeah, yeah, like he's like, okay, it's not too big. You know, I'm slow. That's what they were saying, too. Slow heartbeat, slow down. I think Mike Sweeney, our man, Sween Dog, who we got to get on the podcast. Have we not had Sween Dog, Mike Sweeney on? You know, we got to write these names down. I always think of them, I forget. But Mike Sweeney said to Jack, too, he's like, hey, man, dial it down a little bit. You know, I think sometimes as hitters, we want to dial it up. When you dial it down, don't forget the neuromodulators that are in all our bodies. Adrenaline is one of the biggest ones. Adrenaline gives you more. So if you're playing, if you want to bring 70% to your effort level, adrenaline is going to give you 100. Now, if you bring 100 to your effort level, adrenaline is going to give you 130, and now you're in trouble. Now you're out front. So you got to be able to control what's going on inside your body. And when you're playing Major League Baseball and you're in that box and they announce your name, adrenaline hits your body and it's ready to help you. Now you have to say to yourself, okay, I got to dial it back to 70% effort because I know adrenaline, who's my friend, is going to give me that extra 30%. And it's the guys that are at 100% all the time and adrenaline gets them to 30 with no awareness. Those guys are in and out of this game, bro.
Yeah, it's the uniqueness of baseball. Like, you know, in a football, you can do the pregame speech and then run out and try to hit somebody as hard as you can in the first play of the game. In baseball, you can do that big, huge speech. I'm sure you got great speeches, Leland, all the managers you have. But when you run out to first base, you got to stand there maybe for 3 innings before you have to make the most important play of the game. So you got to pull it back. It's a different sport. It's a different type of adrenaline. Like
you got to be slow, and know that. You know, when adrenaline is ready for you to perform, it'll be there. But you're right, man. You can't – this isn't Ray Lewis who thought, someone's trying to rob my mom. That's what he thought. He's like, every play, someone's trying to rob the house. Like, I'm going to rip your head off. Like, baseball is the opposite. You're like, I got to go give my mom flowers. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get my mom some flowers. It's her birthday every day. So we're going to have nice and easy, get some cake, flowers. And then we're going to just hit a bullet in the gap.
There you go. There you go. Great team. All right, nice. Hey, what was how much money did you guys raise, by the way, the other day?
Yeah, almost $200,000, dude. It's our biggest ever. It's our biggest ever. And you know what's great is we need it because we're traveling with the kids. We're going to Cooperstown this year. We're taking them up there. Really excited about that. We have so many different programs going on for the kids and for our athletes, really. 500 athletes we serve. And with incredible programming 12 months a year. So it's a wonderful thing, man. Wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And so if anybody would like to help us donate, or like I said, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, you want to volunteer, caseysclubhouse.org, and you can check out what we're doing and, you know, what we got going on.
Got it. Oh, I have one question. You might not even know the answer to this yet because I don't know what you do. If stuff wasn't bid on, what do you do with that? Are you going to give that away at a different point, or like what happens to that stuff?
Well, most of the stuff we got was bid on, which is incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, dude, I went home with the Pearl Jam guitar this year. I don't care. Yeah, dude. 15 years we've been doing this event. I'm always talking to everybody, so I miss out at the end.
Yes.
I literally, 2 people came up to me at 9:58, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I have 1:30 to bid on these things. And I want to win a couple things this year. So I got the Mariano Rivera jersey,
Nice.
CC Sabathia jersey,
Wow.
and I got the Pearl Jam guitar, bro, signed by the band. I'm like, I'm getting something this year. I'm giving my own money to Casey's Clubhouse.
You realize they would have given you that for free one day, but look at you. You're such a good person.
You know what, dude? I mean, it was a great cause. I know what's going on with the charity and how impactful every dollar we get is. So I'm like, I'm doing that, and I don't think ever, dude, I would ever ask Ed, hey, can you send me a guitar
You don't ask for anything. You
signed
never
by the band? I'm like,
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
pains me.
Yeah, that's like me asking you for stuff. I don't really ask you for that much.
No, dude, but no, I love when you ask me for stuff though, because you never ask me.
I asked Sean for something the other day for a buddy of mine who has a random thing, and you're like, yes, please. Nobody's asking me for anything.
Yeah, I was like, dude, autographs? Send whatever you want, dude.
That's so funny. Nowadays,
I don't want to bother you. I was like, it's no bother. Are you kidding me? I don't get bothered ever anymore. I don't get recognized anywhere, dude.
That's
People
right.
recognize me. I'm like, yes.
That's great. All right, man. Great start to the week, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get after it this week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Chinchy, it's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a great week of baseball. Games are in full effect. Spring training. I sat down on Saturday. No, yesterday. I sat down yesterday. Just went onto my MLB.com app and just watched some games. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome.
Sign of spring, man. We need.
Yeah, sign of spring, seeing the game. So pretty
Nice.
cool, man. And it was cool. On a side note, Juan Soto first to bat with the Mets, gone. Alex Bregman first to bat with the Red Sox, gone.
Yes.
You know, it's just fun to see those guys. Oh, spring training. Listen, I actually, if you go back and look at my numbers, I was terrible. I was a bum. But I usually got hot the last week. That's all I needed. I was like, just get me hot the last week. I think we talked about adrenaline. I had zero adrenaline in spring training for whatever reason. It was what it was. So it's fun to see guys that are on new teams come out the gates. I think there's a little different adrenaline with those guys trying to prove to the fans, hey, you got the right guy.
There you go. There you go. One last programming note for the mayor's office. What does this say, Sean?
Oh, you know what? 3,999 subscribers we're at. We're one subscriber away from you getting a Sean Casey signed ball. Please hit subscribe. It costs nothing.
Yes,
It doesn't
YouTube.
cost you $1. It's not going to charge you anything.
We've been sitting on it. We got some love for, by the way, if you didn't see the Dave Roberts interview on Friday, go watch it and subscribe while you're there. We're getting a lot of love. People are watching. All you got to do is press the little button in the corner. Beep, subscribe.
Cheech, are you putting that up? You need to put that up on every one of our videos.
I
Subscribe.
beg people. I'm like, I feel like a jerk. I'm like,
It doesn't matter. Put the arrow. Do you know how people put the arrow like bing, 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 bing? Yeah, that's what we need to start doing on your videos.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Subscribe and put the red arrow that like points at it like, hey, let's go. Clean it up. Just hit the button.
Just hit the button. All right.
All right, man. Love you, bro. Everyone out there, thanks for listening. We'll catch you. Mañana.